What's going on, everybody? Fight day. It's just one of those days. I got to tell you, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I really am. Um, Excuse me here. I've been trying to get this thing up here, but I was taking forever to load. So, what's going on, Kano? I just wanted to come on here, man, give my thoughts. I'm not going to be on during the fight or something like that. You know, not something I'm going to do because I just want to enjoy the fight as a fight fan. You know what I mean? I could go with a cousin, watch the fights, and that's that. I mean, that's what I'm going to do for this fight. You know, um, I've done my trash talking. You know, and that's that. So sometimes this is the only time I'm going to say this, man. But sometimes I feel like we just have to sit back and have fun with this because that's what it's about, really. At the end of the day, no, that's what it is. Got to sit back and have fun with this. What makes boxing fun is like just picking the guy and going with him. Going all the way. It's the best feeling in the world is when they win, and you know what I mean. And it's not a big deal if you're wrong. It's whatever. How many guys got to tell me, "Hey, Dista, you better be here. You better not disappear on us." If Teofimo loses, like, what are you guys talking about? When have I ever gone anywhere because one of my fighters lost? Like a fighter I picked. When have I ever disappeared? Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't like some like I'm just telling you guys right now. The trash talk's going to be real afterwards. You know what I mean? In the immediate aftermath. Oh, it's coming. And you know what? If by any chance Lomachenko wins, then hey, at the end of the day, I gotta take it. I gotta eat the crow. It's just the way it is. That's the way it works, right? There's gonna be no excuses here. I've made no alibis. I've given myself no alibi. I've given myself no reason. The ones giving more reason are the ones going for Lomachenko, right? The ones going for Lomachenko saying things like, "Oh, he's too young. He's this." You know what I've said? No, no, no. He's fine. He's 23 years old. Okay, prime of his life. Okay, and at the end of the day, if he's not ready now, he probably will never be ready, right? So there's no alibis here. I'm picking who I'm picking, and I'm sticking to it. And everybody needs to do that. Stop giving yourself alibis. Just pick a guy and go with it. All right? I got my war paint on. What's going on, EJ? Expert Genius, Rump PMC, Zeno, A Stone. How's it going? I'm riding with Lopez. All right? Until the shits and fumes. Okay? Till the wheels come off. All right? I'm going to be there. There's a lot of people in the train right now. And if this train wrecks, I know a bunch of people are going to jump off, but I ain't jumping off. Right? I'm not. Like, I'm going to stay in the train, even when it crashes, if that happens. And that's that. That's just the way it is. What too many people, man, all this is about having fun, man. That's all it is. Stop being scared of telling people what you think and what you think is going to happen. Just say it, you know? And if you get it right, you get to brag about it. And if you get it wrong, so what? Well, you're not going to get a raise at a job because you got a prediction of boxing right? Like, you know what I mean? You're not going to like, your girlfriend's not going to break up with you because you got the fight wrong. Like, what are you worried about? Is your wife going to divorce you because you got the fight wrong? Like, what do you think is going to happen? Nothing's going to happen. Nothing. I promise you, nothing will happen. Sure, your little, internet prediction, boxing ego, right, will be hurt a little and bruised a little bit, but it's not a big deal. I ain't going nowhere. D style is going nowhere, regardless of what happens. I'm going to be here if I'm right. I'm going to be here if I'm wrong. I'm going to be here if we're all wrong and it's a draw or some bullshit. Okay? I'm going to be here. I'm going nowhere. And you guys, you need to understand that whoever is saying, "Oh, you better be here," when I don't know what type of dudes you've been listening to or who's disappeared when they got a pick wrong or or all that. Like, that's not me. And I'm not the guy making excuses either after the fight. I'm not the guy that gives alibis, just in case. No, that's not me, right? No alibis here, just at all. So I'm just here to let you guys know that this is war, right? I already know what's at stake here. I already know. The losers, they're going to start making video montages about whoever loses, and look, they got it wrong. I get it. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of you are nervous. That's why a lot of you don't want to come out and just say how you really feel. That's why a lot of you are coming out saying, "Oh, you know what? I think it could go either way. So no matter what happens, I'm right." Okay, well, okay, that's how you want to live life, man. There's no excitement in that. There's nothing exciting about that at all. You know, I want that feeling in the pit of my stomach before the bell rings. I want that. Right? That's why I love the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? You ever gone to a horse race? Sunland Park, right here. I always go every year. At least once. And I'm telling you right now, man, there's nothing like going outside, looking at the horses, looking at the previous performances, stuff like that. There's nothing like it, you know? And then, picking your horse and watching your horse when he's in that race. That's what makes it fun. Just sitting there, like not like you have to bet on a horse for it could be fun. Even if it's $5, whatever it is. Whatever it is. I'm like Michael Jordan. Mike. You know the story of Michael Jordan, right? You guys saw the documentary, right? When he says, one guy's like, "Yeah, we're playing on a small money. We didn't bet big money like Mike and Pip and those guys. We're playing small money." I think it was Kerr that was saying that. I could be wrong, but and then Jordan came along. He's like, "Man, what are you guys doing?" Jordan, we're playing for $5. I'll play. Why do you want to play? Because I want your $5 in my pocket. That's me. Okay. So let me tell you something. I'm looking forward to this fight. I'm excited for this fight. This fight's good for boxing. That goes without saying. It really does. Can't say it enough. I live for those nervous moments. I do. It's what I want. It's what I do. Okay? My year's sure. I've called some fights. I like to go around, bragging about nothing. And I've gotten some wrong, you know? But you know what? The lead up to it, I loved it. Didn't matter to me, and I never made excuses. I never came out and said, "Oh, but because he didn't do it the way I wanted," or no. It's about picking the dude you're going for and just ride with it. Nothing's gonna happen if you're wrong. Okay? If you can't take a little bit of a roast, if you can't take a little bit of crow, okay, and in this case it'd be a lot of crow. If you can't take that, then maybe you're not built for this. Maybe you're not built to give predictions. Maybe you should just say every fight could go either way. It's 50-50, so I'm not wrong no matter what. Maybe you should do that because if you're not built that way, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to tell you that right now. At the end of the day, I got Lopez stoppage in this fight. It's what I believe. It's what I've analyzed. It's what I've looked at. Could I be wrong? Sure. Am I going to be saying that? Hell no. I'm going to be right. Okay? I'm going to be right here. Because if I'm wrong, guess what? The guys that told me that Loma's going to win, they, they've earned the right to tell me, hey, thought you were wrong. I was right. They've earned that if that's the case. But it's the same way the other way around now. Don't be crying now if I, if I tell you I was right. Don't get soft on me now just because you got the fight wrong. All right? Don't start coming up with excuses now. I will tell you guys right now. I try to be as objective as I can, as fair as I can. I really do. If I feel that Loma wins the fight, okay, if I feel that he should have won, and I'm talking about a clear victory, and to give it to Teofimo Lopez, I will come out here and I will say, hey, you know what? I had Theo winning, but Loma should have won that fight. And I have done that before. All right. Now, if it's close and it can go either way, I don't want to hear the crying. Okay. Oh, it's because they're so unfair. Like I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the tears. If it's close enough, I don't want to hear it. Okay. But from either side, by the way, if it's a close fight, they can go either way, and they give it to Loma. There's no crying here. All right. There's no crying in boxing. Like it should be boxing first, the rest after that. You know what I mean? All right, Black Seas. Okay, the preliminary will start in 2 hours. Got you. What's going on tonight at Tuaku? And it's okay to say, you know what, I think this guy could do this. But at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that the weekend of the fight, it's war paint time, right? Everyone knows it's boxing. Everyone knows it's grown men throwing punches. Everyone knows that anything could happen. Everybody knows that, right? But what do you believe is going to happen? If somebody had a gun in your head and said, you have to pick the outcome now, okay? And if you get it wrong, we're going to shoot you. You're going to shoot your brains out, okay? You don't get to say, you don't get to do double picks. You don't get to get an alibi. You don't get to say, well, I could go this way and that way. No, no, no. One thing. Just tell me, what do you believe is going to happen in this fight? We're going to shoot you in the head. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is in the weekend. You know what I mean? In my opinion, that's what makes it fun. But anyway, I got Teofimo Lopez by knockout. Okay. I know what's coming if I'm wrong, but you guys better know what's coming if you're wrong. I just can tell you that right now. You understand? Now, let's talk about the WBC. Yeah, EJ says gun to his head. He's got Loma, and I respect that. He's honest. You know what I mean? EJ's not coming out here and being like, "Well, I got Loma winning, but I mean, you know, I also think Teofimo's gonna knock him out." So, like come on, like seriously. Um, both things can happen. One thing, right? Everyone we all do breakdowns, we all get projections. Everyone kind of understands either guy has some form. We all disagree on what the percentages is, but have some percentage chance to win. Like we all get that. But at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer, especially the day of the fight. It's war paint time. Okay, it's time to just pick your guy and let's go with it. That's what I believe. Now, what's up, Nick Diaz? He's got Loma by late round stoppage. Okay, Loma by decision. It's a show. Not a two a cool. I mean, you could say what you want. I mean, you're your own man. If you want to say 135 is not his division, but he's already had like he's already had 4 fights at 135. You know, so like I'm just saying, like you know what I mean. Pacquiao did more divisions than this, so I'm just saying. At the end of the day, Mayweather fought a lot of guys a lot bigger than him. You know what I mean? Like a lot of guys fought guys bigger than this is not unprecedented. But you could say what you want, but I don't think that's an excuse. But an excuse would be I got Lomachenko winning, but you know what? If he's too small, we'll notice. And I don't think I'm wrong if he's too small, though. Because there's no way to know until they're in the ring. Like that would be, an alibi, something like that. And yes, there is dudes that predict fights that do shit like that. Okay, I'm not gonna mention any names, but when Pacquiao fought Cotto, the whole community was divided on here. Okay, I was rolling with Pacquiao. There's a dude rolling with Cotto. In the post fight, the dude literally said, okay, he does a post fight video and he says, I wasn't wrong about my prediction because Cotto didn't fight the way he was supposed to fight, is what he said. Like my prediction, the way I predicted it, Cotto was supposed to do, you know, what I said in my breakdown, and Cotto didn't fight that way. Like you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm talking about, right? A lot of people do that, and it's annoying. Okay, so like at the end of the day, too many people just scared of being wrong. Okay, there's also people that like they do the Twitter pick, like they'll pick somebody on Twitter, like right before the fight starts. You know what? I'm gonna roll with Loma by knockout, right? When the fight happens, if they're right, they leave the tweet up as a receipt. If they're wrong, they'll delete the tweet, right? So nobody ever sees it. I've caught a couple dudes like that. I'll screenshot it, and then they delete the tweet, and I'll post it back. And yo, what are you doing here? You know. So that's why I never if someone posts a tweet, right? That tweet has to have an age on it. Like you know what I mean? You can't be right before the fight starts because you could delete it if you're wrong, right? I'm a firm believer in sticking to your guns and not erasing the receipts. Now, not erasing what you picked. I'm just saying, okay? Let's talk about the WBC. Um, who said what? What? Nah, man. Like Haney didn't beat the man at 135. Come on now. I don't know if that was said or not. I'm just responding to what the comment says. But look, everybody fights nobody till they fight somebody sometimes. That's the way boxing is. A lot of scribes, man, and I'm telling you this, I've been watching them closely. They almost never call it, right, when it's a changing of the guard type fight. Okay. So what that means is it's the quote unquote unproven guy who hasn't fought anybody yet fighting the quote unquote proven guy that has the resume and has fought quote unquote somebody's, right? Because by definition, if you always go by the resume and who has the experience and who's proven more, and like I won't believe it till he shows me. By definition, if you do that, you're never gonna get the changing of the guard prediction right. That's why the boxing scribes got it wrong when they were sure that Sonny Liston was gonna knock out the young Cassius Clay, aka Muhammad Ali, right? They were sure. Same videos of it. Like they're calling second, third round knockout, first round knockout. It was crazy. Ali was a 6-1 underdog. In hindsight, I mean, I guess the Cooper fight was kind of, maybe in their heads and like, well, if Cooper knocked him down, what do you think? That's what they're doing with Nagatani right now, by the way. Like, if he couldn't do it to this guy, how's he going to do it to this guy? I get it. And you can't do triangle theory in boxing. That's why you can't do it. All right. But not to mention that the knockdown by Cooper was an anomaly. Like that was like something unlikely that happened in a fight, which happens. Unlikely shit happens. But in the end, the changing of the guard, like whenever there's a fight like that, Kessler Ward, right? Some scribes had Kessler because he was a gold medalist, right? And the eye test was just overwhelming. But here on YouTube, a lot of them aren't around anymore. A lot of them disappeared after that fight, actually. Speaking of disappearing, but a lot of dudes, were saying that Kessler just had too much experience, that he was in there with Calzaghe, that Kessler, how is Ward, who got hurt a couple times in some fights on his way up, how is he going to beat Kessler? Right now, everyone and their mother now claims that they thought Ward was going to win the Super Six, but most of those guys weren't here, right? Like they weren't actually here doing their predictions, and Everyone and their mother picked, Ward to win, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. But I was here, like when this shit was going down. Shout out to Mr. Boxing today, man. I appreciate the support and for that donation. All right. Much appreciated. Mr. Boxing, check out the Weaver interview with Stormy Beeman, bro. Good stuff. The Eye of the Storm. Check it out when you get a chance. If you haven't already, you know what I mean? But just point that out. Hey, look, man. I am excited for boxing right now. But you know what? The one thing no one's talked about yet? You know what nobody's talking about? And I don't know if it's like that ugly thing about boxing that we're all kind of pretending doesn't exist. And we're kind of stuck like picking our fighter and we're stuck like debating, going at it, right? But which is cool. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I'm like, you know, let me knock on wood really quick. Let me get a piece of wood. Let me knock on wood. All right. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man. I appreciate that donation. You know, what if there's like this fight's on ESPN, right? I said the word halfway, and I know a lot of you are like, whoa. The fight's on ESPN, it's getting all this hype. And let's say it does do amazing rating. Let's say it does like 2+ million, right? And all the eyeballs are on ESPN. Boxing has everyone's attention, right? And then, there's a highway fucking robbery in the fight where it's like blatant. Like one guy clearly won and like they gave it to the other guy, regardless of who it is. Now, don't tell me, oh, come on, that's not going to happen. Dude, this is boxing, okay? Everyone knows that's a possibility, and no one's talked about it. No one. I haven't. If someone has, then they have, but I haven't heard anybody, right? What if there's a highway robbery in this fight? What are we going to do? That's going to be a bad look for boxing. It really is. Bad look. You know what I mean? What if there's a big clash of heads? Like Teofimo Lopez hasn't fought a lot of southpaws, right? It's a southpaw facing orthodox fighter. What if there's a clash of heads and it ends like in the second round, and it's a no contest? And everybody's paying attention. Now, granted, I guess the one thing is that boxing has survived like making people pay $70, and this shit happens. You know what I mean? So I'm sure it'll survive the fact that this is actually for free. But then ESPN has to sit. It's like needs to think about like, yeah, man, we paid these guys like $5 million, together for this event, and it didn't live up. So I think it's important for this fight to deliver. I believe it will. Right? I believe it will. Right? I wouldn't be surprised either, but nobody's thought about it. And you know what? I don't think so. Nobody knows. I just think it's the same thing with me. I didn't want to bring it up. I don't want to be the party pooper, and here I am being the party. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, oh, come on, these style. Like, we're having fun. We're getting ready for this shit. We're getting ready for war. And you're bringing up robberies and like, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're picking Loma or Teofimo. We have forces outside of boxing that want to see the sport fail. You know how many MMA fans I'm hearing? Like they're there. Like Top Rank will post something about this fight. There's always that one dude that comes up and he's like, boxing's dead now. Nobody cares about this fight. MMA's taking over, right? Like that's the real enemy. All right. Us, debating amongst ourselves, that's just in good fun. That's real. And the people that want to see the sport dead and are hoping and praying that this is not a good fight, this is a stinker, or that that there's a robbery, or like what I mean. Now boxing will be doing it to itself in that case. But that's what matters. I want to give a big shout out to the one and the only Boxing Wave. Listen, man, I hope none of that happens. All eyes will be on this fight tonight. Hopefully the fight delivers. I know Boxing Wave will be live for the fight, so make sure you guys subscribe to Boxing Wave. Make sure you check him out, right? A lot of you are probably subscribed to them, but if you're not, go ahead and join them live. You know what I mean? If anything, I'm not gonna be live. I'm gonna be um, watching this fight of my cousin. So, but shout out to Boxing Wave. I appreciate the support. Good channel. And Mr. Boxing to this is that's why I love clean KOs. And what's Mr. Boxing today's favorite division? The heavyweight division. And which division has a higher percentage KOs of all divisions in boxing by far? The heavyweight division, right? Now let's talk about, speaking of the heavyweight division. According to Coppinger, he talked to Mauricio Suleiman, and I want to make sure you guys understand that this is okay because the WBC voted on this. I just want to make sure you guys understand this, okay? Like like we voted on it. We had a vote. You know, another 3/3 vote. All right. I don't know if they did it in Hawaii. Probably not because of the pandemic, right? When they do it in Hawaii, it's a little more official. But guys, they're adding another division to the sport. Boxing has yet another division, and it'll start as early as November. Unless I misread it, I don't know if they meant November next year, but I guess it's gonna be November this year. I guess we know what title Usyk's gonna get soon. All right, but they have added a 224-pound division. And no, this is not the Twilight Zone. No, this is not, you're not dreaming. Okay, no, this isn't some crazy shit. Okay, like this, unless Cobbage is flat out lying or completely misunderstood Mauricio Suleiman, which is very unlikely about this. They're adding another division. Kano Sports, I appreciate that support. Everybody subscribe to Kano Sports TV. Fresh media. Okay, you guys, shout out to them, man. Right? Working together with HCP. You know what I mean? Look, man. You know, they're adding another division. What are they doing? Oh no, but it's okay, D Style. Tony Bellew was involved in this. Like, you see, Tony Bellew, you know, like he was the one that the WBC quote unquote hired as like an ambassador, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? An advisor. He was advising the WBC about this. And somehow they came up with this weight class, 225. I believe it's 224. Like, you know, why 224? Like you know what I mean? Like what I wonder if they debated whether it should be 223 or 224, you know, but what's going on here? What is this? What are we doing? You're fucking up tradition here. Now they're going to lower the cruiserweight division to 190. The WBC is. It's going to go to 190. So now one has to wonder, will the other sanctioning bodies follow suit or not? I don't know. Okay. They probably will because it's more money, you know. But in the meantime, you're going to have cruiserweight at 190 with the WBC. So is there going to be, you know, unification at 200 and what is it? You know, 200 pounds. If the one bout is 190, how's that going to work? Like, let's say there's a bout for undisputed at cruiserweight, right? Do they have to weigh in at 190 now because the WBC has moved the weight class to 220 to 190? Are the other sanctioning bodies going to follow suit with this? So that's one thing. That's already like a weird like situation, right? But then the 224. I mean, this look, man. There's only one guy. I talked to Chief Funky about this. There's only one guy, right? Well, actually, never mind. I'm not even gonna go there because he's short heavyweight, but he ain't small. And Andy Ruiz. I ain't gonna go there, but I don't know why they're doing this. What good could come out of this other than them putting more money and lining up their pockets? Let me bring up the tweet, A Stone. Let me bring up the tweet. Let me get that tweet for you guys. Okay. Hold on now. All right. I know. Okay, here it is. All right. This is from Michael Benson. I'm sorry, not Coppinger. I apologize. It's not Coppinger. It's Benson. Okay. From Boxing Social. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman has declared that the WBC board have now voted in favor of creating the new weight class between cruiserweight and heavyweight. The cruiserweight limit will drop to 190 pounds, and the new division will be 224 pounds in November. There you go. There you go. This is some crazy ass shit. You know? It's going to be interesting how the other sanctioning bodies react to this. You know? It's going to be very interesting. Look, guys, there's not enough talent to make a division there. I get that Fury's big, but like aside from Fury and Joshua, like it's just not necessary. I just don't think this is necessary at all. This is crazy. First of all, you're adding another weight class to this is ridiculous, man. Like I don't even know what to say. And Tony Bellew has something to do with this, by the way. Oh no, but Tony Bellew, he advised them. Like what? So? Well, A-Stone, that's what they haven't said. Like if you're the current, and that's a good question. If you're the current 200-pound champ for the WBC, okay, are you now the 224-pound champ, or do you have to start making 190 pounds? Right. And if you can't, if you're already cutting weight to make 200, like for them to ask you to cut to make all the way to 190, that's kind of ridiculous, dude. There has to be a further notice in this, you know? But let's do this. Let's go to champions. The WBC is Macaboo. So, in other words, they don't give a fuck who this guy is. If they had a big name cruiserweight champion, they wouldn't be doing this. Okay? Like, it's very convenient, right? Tyson Fury, WBC champion, is well over 224 pounds. And nobody really knows their current cruiserweight champion. I was checking it with that Brady's dude or not. You know what I mean? But that's what they're doing. They don't give a shit. If Usyk was a cruiserweight champion at one right now, and he was going to stay there, there ain't no way they do this. Okay? If they had a heavyweight champion that weighed 218 pounds, like they did with Wilder or something, they wouldn't be doing this. I'm telling you right now. But I guess this is where it's going. What are we going to do about it? Nothing. We never do shit about it. All we do is boxing fans complain about it, 'cause that's all we could do. But, you know? Yeah, 92 Aku, that's right. Well, 92 Aku, I get that the UFC has a 265-pound limit, you know, but that's them. You know what I mean? It is what that's what they do, right? In boxing, I just feel like they should leave the heavyweight division alone. You know, like if they wanted to, I don't know, man. This cutoff is ridiculous, and this idea, like I don't know, man. It's stupid. It's what it is. So I wouldn't even be shocked if they're like, hey, Wilder, you want to fight for this belt? So what's Wilder going to be, the heavyweight champion? If you're going to be the super heavyweight champion, is that what it is? Or are they going to have Usyk fight for this belt? And they're going to be doing catch weights. Like, people thought I was joking, right? When I said, just watch, there's going to be catch weight fights at heavyweight. I said this about a couple years ago. Okay. And this style, that will never happen. Watch, you're going to add another weight. That will never happen. Never say never. Okay. And never say it can get any worse than this either. Those are two things you never say out loud because the boxing gods will hear you. Okay. And it will teach you a lesson. Okay. Never say it can't get any worse than this. Can't get any worse than this. And never say that. Okay. And never say never. Ever. Okay. This is ridiculous, man. Like, I don't even know what else to say about it. I'm kind of repeating myself now. But I wouldn't even be shocked if there's a guy at 224. Like, just think about how ridiculous this is, right? Just think about how ridiculous this is, honestly, and what it's going to do. People haven't thought about it. You're going to have guys cutting weight to make 224 pounds, okay? And then they're going to rehydrate in the 230s, 240s anyway. All right? So anyone that's cutting weight to make 200 right now and is a natural like 215, 220 pounder is still going to be outweighed by, 30, 40 pounds. It just depends, right? Because cruiserweight's all the way down to 190. If you're a cruiserweight, just think about how stupid this is. If you're a cruiserweight, right? Because this is not solving anything. If you're a cruiserweight, all right, and you're cutting weight to make 190, and you come in 200 day of the fight, right? And then the day comes where you can't cut to 190 anymore. I can't make 190 no more, right? I guess you're going to have to add muscle mass or something because you're going to be weighing, you're still going to be that 200-pound dude, 205 pounds, fighting a guy cutting weight to make 224 and then rehydrating up to 240, right? So you're going to have situations here where, guys are going to have to be really, really big to be in the quote-unquote super heavyweight division. What you're doing essentially is you're limiting the amount of opponents a Joshua and a Fury could fight. You're going to give a lot of guys an out and a reason not to fight these big heavyweights now. You're basically giving them that, right? 240, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut weight. I'm going to make the scale at 224. Then I'm going to rehydrate. I'm going to beat up a bunch of small cruiserweights. That's essentially what you're doing. This is honestly one of the dumbest things I've seen boxing do in a long time. You think anyone's going to be a heavyweight if they're naturally 240 pounds when they know they can just, make the weight the day before? You think they didn't do that? Are you out of your mind? Who the fuck's supposed to fight Fury and fucking Joshua? Who's supposed to fucking fight him? So what the hell's going on here? There used to be a time where guys moved up from cruiserweight, right? And now, hey, it's time for the campaign at heavyweight, right? But what now? So what's going on, Buzz? Heavyweight's going to start wagering into the Black Sea. Absolutely, bro. And then you're going to have a dude, right? We're going to reach this point. Like what used to be beautiful about the heavyweight division, it was this, okay? It goes back to like Mr. Boxing Today says, right? Like Sullivan, right? When he used to say, I could lick any son of a bitch in this bar, right? Like Tyson used to say, hey man, when you were heavyweight champion, that meant that you could beat anybody up. Whether it was a featherweight, a guy 100 pounds, heavier than you, didn't matter. You are the fucking man. Well, they're destroying that. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Now you're going to have a guy, right? Be like, no, we got to come to my weight class to fight me, right? And you're going to have heavyweights that usually weigh like 250, right? Weight training themselves, all right? weight training themselves is what you're going to have. That's what you're going to have. You know, you got to come to my weight class. You know, you're going to have dudes, weight training them. Like something that's just, it wasn't a thing at heavyweight. It wasn't a thing. I loved watching heavyweight. Like, dude, the only weigh-ins I give a fuck about, to be honest with you, is heavyweight weigh-ins. And once again, everybody subscribe to Boxing Wave and Kano Sports, man. All right? Make sure you check them out. Whatever they have going on today. But look, the best part about heavyweight weigh-in was, like, because that's where it matters. That's like whatever they weigh on the scale, right? Like people actually keep track of this shit. Like hey, he's 10 pounds heavier this time. He's a little lighter this time. And you start thinking about strategy and how's this guy, planning to fight this fight, and you know what I mean? Like that's what made. Like there was a point where all weight classes were like this, right? To a certain degree, the culture of the weigh-in was just different. It was same day weigh-in. Guys couldn't really rehydrate that much. Dehydrate, I'm sorry. So if you go back and you watch welterweights, right? When Robinson moved up to middleweight, he wasn't weighing 160 pounds on the dot and then rehydrated. You know what I mean? He was in the high 140s. He was in the 150s, 154s, 153s, what have you, right? And depending, and just across the board, depending on the guy they're fighting, maybe they came in a little lighter, a little heavier, just depending. It was strategy, depending on their opponent. Heavyweight was the only division up to this point that had that tradition. And they've destroyed it. It was intriguing watching the David Haye Vladimir Klitschko fight. It was more intriguing than the fight itself. Because when David Haye came kind of light, Lennox Lewis talking about, what, I think he wants to be able to move a lot. He doesn't want to have a lot of weight because of the movement he's going to do. And he broke it down. He broke it down when he came into that weight. Now, obviously, he had the toe thing. We all know that nonsense. But my point is, when we saw Fury, he came in a little heavier than usual. And we saw Wilder, same thing. We started, it made people think. Ruiz came in heavier against Joshua. You know what I did? I changed my pick. Only heavyweight division can do that. I've never changed my pick based on a weigh-in, unless it's a heavyweight fight. Jerome King, I don't know. They're probably going to call it heavyweight. Like heavyweight might be 224. Like they're going to give the heavyweight division. Like this goes against all the traditions of boxing. Okay. And then they're going to call super heavyweight anything above 224. That's what they're going to do. I think, anyway. Or they might call it super cruiser, This is ridiculous, dude. It's what it is. There isn't enough talent, okay, to do this. There just isn't. This is one, man, so pissed off right now. I swear to God. And this isn't a day to be pissed off either. We should be happy. We got a big fight. You know what I mean? And somehow Mauricio Suleiman finds a way to put a fucking bad taste in my mouth. Somehow he finds a way to piss me off. And it should be pissing you guys off. This is stupid. Okay? They're fucking everything up, man. Now you're going to have a dude, that you're going to have a guy, right, that comes in 250 the night of the fight, weight training himself to 224, right? Telling another guy that weighs 250 that he's got to come down to his weight class and fight him, right? I mean, that's pretty much what this is ridiculous. When Andy Ruiz came in heavier, I didn't say, oh, man, he's got the advantage over Joshua now. No, I said, the motherfucker's a big fucking lard. He's carrying too much fucking weight. This is not his optimum weight. Heavyweight is about the optimum weight. That's what it's about. Some are better lighter, some are better heavier. That's what makes the heavyweight division exciting. This is fucking pathetic. And Tony Bellew, all right? What is he mad about? Is he mad that he couldn't move up and fight with the big boys? Is that what he's mad about? Huh? Are you mad that he couldn't move up and fight the big boys? Oh, we need a weight class. When I moved up, I don't think he moved up to heavyweight, but he moved up to cruiserweight. Got knocked the fuck out by Usyk. You know what I'm gonna do, man? For therapy, I'm gonna watch Usyk knock this motherfucker out over and over again. Okay? This is stupid, dude. So now Usyk's in the fight for the fucking 224-pound title, bro. And if a heavyweight that weighs over that wants to fight Usyk, that they're gonna have to weight train themselves. They're gonna have to dehydrate themselves. Like, this is stupid. This is dumb, dude. Okay? Heavyweight was never supposed to be like this. Okay? When they started adding weight classes, like, it was never supposed to be like this. Weight classes were not designed for guys to dehydrate themselves and have 24 hours to rehydrate themselves. And I've already given my I've already ranted about that over and over. I've already done too much ranting about that, okay, over the years. But we've all kind of accepted the fact that, okay, that's the culture that's been built in the other weight classes, right? But now they're doing the heavyweight. They're going to do catchweights now, too. This is stupid, bro. You're going to have cruiserweights moving up from 190, right? And if they're a big enough name, watch. Oh, I want to challenge the heavyweight champion or the super cruiser, whatever the 224 is, right? And they're going to be like, I challenge him, and I want a catch weight of 222 pounds or some shit. Like, this is stupid, dude. And you're going to have fans that, it's fair. He's 190. He's moving up, and he's fighting a big guy. He's got to give him a couple pounds because he rehydrates to 250. I think it's fair that he moves there. Like, dude, we're going to have a fucking catch. This is stupid, man. That's what this is. And if I'm the 200-pound champion right now at cruiserweight, I'm suing the WBC. Okay? I'm suing them. If I'm Ilunga Makabu, the 200-pound champion at the WBC, and now they're expecting me to drop to 190 or fight at a weight class of 224 just overnight, I am suing the fuck out of the WBC. I'm suing them like yesterday. I don't know who this dude is, but I hope he sues the fuck out of him. That might be the only thing that stops this shit, too. So we should all be pulling for this dude to sue the WBC and be like, yo, because there ain't no way a judge will listen to this and be like, oh, this totally makes sense. No, like, this was a weight class. It's been a weight class for a long time. He won the belt at this weight class, 200 pounds, and now you're moving the shit. Literally. In boxing, we don't move goalposts. We move weight classes, you know? I'm suing the WBC. It's time to sue the WBC. Chat my like button, guys. What's going on, Stormy? How's it going? I'll call you in a little bit, bro. I apologize. I came on right away after you finished the show. Good show, by the way, by Stormy. In the Eye of the Storm. Make sure you guys check that one out. Subscribe to Stormy Beeman. Subscribe to Chief Funky 84. That's my partner in crime. You know what I mean? So, just saying. Boxing Wave, what's going on? Heavyweight catchweights are going to be fucking wild, says Boxing Wave. Absolutely. Man. By the way, guys, before I go, I hope Berlanga goes rounds. I know it's exciting to watch him knock dudes out, and like I'm not gonna complain if I get a good knockout, but I want to see can he go 3 rounds? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just carry the dude. Carry the dude for 2 and then knock him out. You know what I mean? I'm not 100% sold on Berlanga until, he goes rounds. He needs to go rounds. You know what I mean? Please go rounds. Just saying. Shout out to A Stone, Attitude Cool, Chief Funky 84. Hey, Stormy, put the link to your channel. Boxing Way, put the link to your channel. Kano, put the link to your channels. All right? And make sure you guys subscribe to them. Check it out, man. I'm going to be on, I don't know what time. I don't know if I'm going to be on tonight, actually. I don't know. Because I'm going to be watching a fight. I might have too much to drink. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So, but I'll be on at some point this weekend. Like, if it's not tonight, maybe, you know what? I'll make sure I'm on tonight. I'll make sure, even if it's on my phone or something, I'll make sure I come on tonight for sure. Like, even if it's a short, quick video. But as far as something like this, I mean, I'll see tomorrow. You know what I mean? But man, this is something, man. I am excited for today. But the WBC just found a way. They just found. Make sure you press the like button, guys. Come on, 21 likes, 35 people on here. Press the like. Let's get those likes up. You know what I mean? Yeah, Joshua has to come down and face me. Like, this is stupid. This is some crazy ass shit. I'm telling you right now. All right? This is some crazy ass shit. Anyways, guys, I do gotta get going. Get my day started. Thank you for just listening to this regular dude just rant and rave about how angry he is about this new weight class being added to boxing. You know what I mean? Like, because this is like therapy. Like, boxing fans need therapy. Like, I'm a firm believer that all of us we just have channels to, for therapeutic usage. You know what I mean? We just need to just vent, Like, we need somebody to talk to. Like, you guys are like my shrinks. You know what I mean? Like, we need somebody to talk to about this shit. Right? So, with that said, this is D-Style Boxing. Keep it boxing. I'm out. Peace.